Hey guys, Kevin here. Today I'd like to show you how to make crumpets. A crumpet is a British tea time bread. Think of it as a cross between an English muffin and a pancake. You can always recognize a properly made crumpet because it will have lots of little air bubbles or pockets all along its surface. The pockets are necessary for holding what some might call an ungodly amount of butter and marmalade jam. So let's get our crumpet party started. To start, tip 1/4 cup of warm, that's about 110-degree water, into a medium-sized bowl. Then add 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And by the way, I buy my yeast in a jar like this, much less expensive than buying the little packets. And then add 1 teaspoon of plain old sugar and whisk everything together. And since I know that my yeast is fresh, I don't have to set this bowl aside for 5 minutes to let the yeast proof. Again, the yeast is already good. Then add 1/3 cup of lukewarm milk. Again, that's about 100 to 110 degrees. And 1 large beaten egg. And 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And whisk all of that together really well. And then put your whisk aside and add 1 cup of regular all-purpose flour. And then we're going to stir this with a wooden spoon or spatula in this case until the batter looks fairly smooth. I stir my batter in the same direction. Stirring that way seems to help the gluten strands to develop. And while I'm busy stirring, let me tell you that I tried 3 different recipes for crumpets the other day, and the first 2 were kind of no good. Both of them involved adding baking soda at the end. Baking soda mixed with water. And even then, I didn't end up with any air bubbles when I baked the crumpets. So the 3rd time was a charm, and there is no baking soda added to this mix. And my batter looks nice and smooth. Let me grab a knife. And I will scrape off all this wonderful stuff. Don't want to lose any of it. And then what we do is cover the bowl with plastic wrap, or what the British call cling film. And we're going to set this someplace warm to rise until it's doubled in volume. And a good place would be a heating pad, or if you have a proofing feature on your oven, as I do, you can put this in the oven. And I'll be back in about 45 minutes. And here is our batter, all bubbly and beautiful, proving to us that the yeast is alive. You'll need some English muffin rings. These are 3½ inches in diameter and 1 1/4 inches deep. And I have them heating in my electric skillet, and the skillet is set to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, you can do this in any regular skillet, and just make sure your heat is not too high. And you want to spray the bottom of the rings and the sides of the rings with vegetable spray. I've tried using butter for both English muffins and for crumpets, and the non-stick spray definitely works better. So then I'll stir this up a little bit, take no more than 3 tablespoons of the batter and put it in each ring. Make sure that you don't overfill the molds. Otherwise, they won't cook properly, you won't get the air bubbles you want. What you will end up with is English muffins. And I already have a fabulous and super simple recipe for English muffins if you'd like to try those. And I'll go ahead and continue filling these. And when I'm finished, I'll come back. I forgot to tell you to let the crumpets cook for 7 to 10 minutes. And as you can see, even after 3 or 4 minutes, a lot of air bubbles are forming, especially on this one right here. I'll come back when the others are ready. Alrighty then, my crumpets are looking good. Lots of air bubbles on the surface, so off come the rings. And you'll notice nothing is sticking. And I'll post a link below or on my website in case you are in need of metal rings. And again, they're great for English muffins too. In fact, they're necessary for English muffins if you make them the way I do. And then, where's my spatula? Well, I don't know where it is. So we're going to flip these. Now, apparently in England, you do not flip the crumpets, but I do, because I'm a rabble-rouser. And we'll let these cook, for maybe 30 seconds just to brown the other side. I'll be back. Well, I have to say, these crumpets look absolutely beautiful. Lots of air pockets. And again, that's what you want. So you might want to serve your muffins with a cup of hot tea. And I'm going to put one on a plate. And by the way, you do not split crumpets. They're flat enough that you just serve them as they came out of the pan. Oh, the butter's melting right away. And let's see, I have some marmalade over here, so I can add a little dollop of that. Not too much. And then, taste test. Amazing. Really chewy, and the bottom is crispy. Of course, most people put these in the toaster, or you could even stick them under the broiler for maybe, 30 seconds or a minute to get the tops crispy. Hold on a moment, my dog wants to come in. Come on, sweetie. You can come in, but you cannot have a crumpet. Well, as you've just seen, crumpets are not at all difficult to make. So I hope you'll run out and make a batch for yourself. I also hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a little subscription button over here. And if you'd like to receive notifications every time I post a video, be sure to click the little bell icon. And thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye for now.